Hi, and welcome to Enjoy TV. Nice to see you again. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Lori.
So today we are going to be talking about skiing.
And we have a two-part dialogue, right?
Right. Have you ever been skiing before?
No, because in Taiwan we really don't have that much snow.
Oh, of course. You need snow to ski.
I guess. What about you?
Well, yeah, in Canada, we have a lot of snow in the winter.
I bet.
So skiing and snowboarding are very popular activities.
Oh, let's talk about skiing. 我们讲的是滑雪, right? And what about snowboarding?
Snowboarding is like skiing, but you have one board instead of two. I have been doing both since I was just a little boy.
Really?
Really, yeah.
And do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I love it. It's something great to do in the winter when it's cold and dark outside. It's something that can be a lot of fun.
Okay, but what happens if you fall or you hurt yourself?
Well, it can be dangerous. Once I fell over on my snowboard and I broke my collarbone, which is the bone right here.
肩胛骨.摔断了.
So yeah, it's important to be careful and always wear a helmet.
So you didn't wear a helmet that time?
Well, I was wearing a helmet luckily which protected my head, but my shoulder was not so lucky.
Okay, 所以刚刚 Ryan 讲到的那个戴一个安全帽哦，就是在那个滑雪的时候要保护头部的那个 helmet. Can we spell that please?
Sure. H-E-L-M-E-T, helmet.
Okay, so let's find out our characters today. Maybe they wear or they haven't wear a helmet.
Right, yeah, we'll have to find out if they have that equipment.
That's right, so let's take a look now.
The dialogue, 情境对话.
Hi there. We were wondering if you had anything for people who have never skied before.
Of course, we have a package for first-time skiers that's both safe and affordable.
I like the sound of that. What does it include?
You get a personal instructor who will teach you how to use the equipment properly, as well as the basics of skiing.
Will we be skiing on the steep trails?
Not at first. You'll be in a training area away from all the other skiers.
You mentioned equipment. Will we have to rent it separately?
No, the package includes the rent of skis, boots, poles, hats, gloves, and goggles.
Perfect. Sign us up so we can get on the slopes.
The explanation, 内文讲解.
So in this scene, we have three characters. Trevor, Megan, and a member of the staff. Somebody who works at the place we call staff.
Okay, so I guess Trevor and Megan are friends.
That's right. They're friends who are going skiing for the first time. They're beginner skiers, and they are looking into getting some equipment and maybe some instructions on how to ski.
Okay, and do we know where they are?
Yes, they're in Japan, and they are skiing on a ski hill there.
Alright. 所以呢，我们今天呢要来看到的对话，首先在这一个第一则里面呢，我们有三个角色，就是两个朋友是这个 Trevor 跟 Megan， 那么还有一位呢是这个滑雪场的职员，因为这两个人呢到了这个札幌的首道滑雪场，而且呢他们要打算来租一些装备，所以看得出来他们是 beginner， 就是初学者的意思 right? So now let's take a look.
Okay, so first, Trevor says, "Hi there. We were wondering if you had anything for people who have never skied before." So he's wondering if they have something for beginners, for people who have never skied. And we can imagine that he's probably talking about something like a lesson or maybe some kind of course,
That's
something
right.
like that.
That's right. 所以呢，一开始是这个 Trevor 先讲话了哦，他是对这个滑雪场的职员说，嗨，你好啊，那我们啊，这里的 we 当然就是指 Trevor 跟他呢的朋友 Megan 啊，我们呢想知道，不知道你有没有什么服务呢，是给像我们这种从来没有滑雪过的人啊，所以呢，显然他想要问的是这个初学者可以用的，当然就是设备嘛，还有呢，当然他要教他怎么去使用的一些可能简单的课程，所以刚刚 Ryan 有讲到，像课程呢，你可以用 lesson， 也可以用 course， 这两个字都可以。And can we spell both of them?
Sure. Lesson is spelled Lesson, and course is Course.
That's right 啊，这两个都是指课程的意思。那我们来看到这个 ski 啊，因为呢他们来到滑雪场，所以呢这个滑雪 ski 这个字它非常好用，它也可以当动词，也可以当名词，两个都可以啊。我们看到这个句子里面的 Who have never skied before， 这里的 ski 是 verb 动词的啊。那可不可以再给我们一个句子？
Right. I love winter sports such as skiing and ice skating.
That's right。那这里呢 ，Ryan 造的句子是说，我喜欢冬季的运动，像是滑雪，还有溜冰。那这里他把 ski 呢加了一个 ing， 就变成是运动的名称，它就是一个动词了。All right?
Right.
Move on.
So next line, the staff says, of course, we have a package for first-time skiers that's both safe and affordable. So a package can mean different things put together.
That's right.
So in this sense, some kind of a deal, maybe, where you can get different things for one price.
That's right.
So a package for first-time skiers, because it's their first time, they've never been skiing before, and it's both safe and affordable. So safe means that hopefully they won't hurt themselves like I did, and affordable. It doesn't cost too much money.
Not too expensive.
Not too expensive.
That's right. 好，所以这个时候这个 staff 就是这个员工，他就回答了，他说当然有咯啊，我们有一个 package 我们讲的就是全套的一个服务啊，全套的一个内容。那么是给谁的呢 ？For first-time skiers。所以我们刚刚前面讲到初学者，我们用的字是 beginner，right？ 那这里呢，你有另外一个说法，就叫做第一次的滑雪者 ，first-time skiers 也是一样的意思。好，而且呢，这个套装的服务是既安全而且呢又实惠的，所以这里的 affordable 我们来看这个形容词就是负担得起的。那既然是负担得起的，它的意思其实就是不会太贵，还蛮实用的、实惠的一个优惠的一个价格啊。所以呢，can you give us a sentence using affordable?
Yeah, sure. We found an affordable place to stay on the island.
哦，这个意思是说呢，我们在这个岛上找到了一个我们负担得起的地方来住。All right, so let's move on.
Yeah. So Megan says, I like the sound of that. What does it include? So first, she says she likes the sound of it. Now, she's not listening to music. She doesn't like the sound, but she likes what he is saying.
That's right.
So she's agreeing. She says, I like the sound of that. That sounds good to me. She says, what does it include? So I said a package has different parts.
That's right.
So she is wondering what parts there are. What does it include? So it includes different things. It has different things in it.
That's
and
right.
she wants to know what they are.
That's right. 所以这时候呢 ，Megan 就讲话了哦。首先，他先说：“哦，我这个很喜欢你这个话听起来的这个样子。”那什么意思？当然不是真的，他听到声音。他的意思就是说，你讲的这个它又安全，那个价格又实惠呢，这个我还蛮喜欢的啊、哦。所以就是 sounds good 啊，听起来不错哦，你的建议。所以接着他就问了：那既然是所谓的套装的服务，那你的套装里头包含了什么呢？
Right. So next, the staff says, you'll get a personal instructor who will teach you how to use the equipment properly, as well as the basics of skiing.
Wow.
So a personal instructor. Personal, in this case, means just for you.
Yes.
And an instructor is like a teacher. Same
Coach.
thing. A coach, sure. Yeah, good. Who will teach you how to use the equipment properly. So equipment are the things that we need to do something.
That's right.
So if we want to ski, we might need skis, ski poles, hat, helmet, gloves, things like that.
That's
so
right.
the things that we need to do it, the equipment. And the instructor will show them how to use it properly. So how to use it correctly.
That's
how
right.
to do it right. As well as the basics of skiing. So the basics are the very simple things, the first things you have to learn.
That's right.
Those are the basics.
OK， 所以呢，这个时候呢，这个员工就回答了，他说呢，这个的套装的服务里头呢，你会有一位个人专属的这个教练，好，所以这里的 personal 就是专属你个人的。那么 instructor 刚刚讲的就是教练或者是一个老师我们有时候会听到讲 coach 也是可以的。那么他会教你什么呢？他会教你2件事，第一个是如何正确的去使用这个装备，所以刚刚讲到的这个 equipment 就是指装备，所以刚刚 Ryan 也讲到，因为他很熟滑雪嘛，对不对？所以滑雪的装备他提到了有滑雪杆啦，有这个帽子啦，有手套啦等等，这些都是这个滑雪的装备。那除了你要正确的使用装备之外 ，as well as 就是以及你还要学会什么呢？一些 basics of skiing 就是滑雪要知道的一些基本的概念。
Right. And now maybe Trevor is a little bit scared because he asks, will we be skiing on steep trails? Now, steep means that it goes down very quickly.
That's right.
So if they're skiing on steep trails, well, they might be going pretty fast.
That's right.
And I think he's a little bit scared. The trail is the way that you go down. And that could be when skiing or walking in the forest.
That's right. 好，所以呢，接下来呢 ，Trevor 他有点担心了，所以他问了一个问题，他说：“那我们会在非常非常陡的这个径道上面来滑雪吗 ？” All right， 因为呢，如果是这个很陡的话，那刚刚这个 Ryan 讲的，可能速度就会变得很快，那他就会有点害怕哦。那这里讲到的 steep 呢，这个形容词是指很陡峭的意思。
For example, the mountain path is too steep for the old man to climb.
All right， 所以呢，这个例句是说，那条登山的步道呢，对老人家来说太陡了，不好爬，这样的意思。
So the staff says, not at first.
OK，
You'll be in the training area away from all the other skiers. So not at first, not in the beginning,
That's
not
right.
to start, right?
Yeah.
Maybe later. They'll be in the training area away from all the other skiers. So the area or the place, and they are training, meaning they are learning. They are trying to see how to do it. So
That's
they
right.
can train, they can learn. And they will be away from the other skiers. They won't be with everybody else. They can be off to the side in their own little area.
That's right. 所以呢，这时候这个员工就进一步跟他说明了，不，一开始不会，叫做 not at first 所以一开始不会带你去滑那个很陡的这种径道。他说呢，你将会在一个这个训练的区域，是远离所有其他的这个滑雪者的因为这样是安全的考量。那这个 training 的 area 刚刚讲到，因为训练嘛，他是这个 first time 的 skier， 所以呢，他有很多他要学，要先训练好的。一开始他们是在那个区域的。
Right. Next, Megan says, you mentioned equipment. Will we have to rent it separately? So, mention is to say something.
That's right.
So, she is asking about, what did you say? Did you say something about equipment? Will we have to rent it separately? And rent is different from buy. It's close, but it's not the same.
That's right.
When you rent something, you can pay to use it for a short time. Or maybe you can pay by the month.
That's right.
And you can have it, but you have to give it back afterwards.
That's right. OK， 所以呢，接下来 Megan 又问了一个问题了。他说，你刚刚有提到那个装备，这里的 mentioned 就是提到、提及的意思。那你提到了装备，我们是不是还得要另外的、个别的再花钱来租装备呢？所以这里呢，刚刚讲到这个 rent 租用这个动词跟买不同，因为你最后呢使用完了还是要归还的，这个叫做 rent。Right?
Yes.
Can you give us a sentence?
Sure. Do you know where I can rent a car?
That is something we rent a lot.
Sure.
就是呢，你知道哪边可以租车吗？车子是常常会出现这种租车服务的。All right?
Right. So the staff says, no. The package includes the rental of skis, boots, poles, hats, gloves, and goggles.
Wow.
So the package, the whole deal, has all these things included.
That's
it
right.
includes them. meaning it has them inside. So you pay one price and you can get all of those things, all of that equipment.
That's really a good deal,
Yeah.
right? 所以接下来这员工回答说，不，你不用再额外付租金了，因为呢，这个 package 就是他刚刚提的这个全套的这个呢服务呢，它就包含了 the rental of。这里的 rent 我们刚刚前面看到它是一个动词，是租，但是呢 rental 就是指什么的租用，所以它变成一个名词了。The rental of 什么呢？包含了滑雪板、靴子、滑雪杆、帽子、手套，还有雪镜，全部通通都已经包含在里面。
Right. So Trevor replies, perfect. Sign us up so we can go hit the slopes. So he thinks it's great. And he wants them to sign him up first, and then they can, hit the slopes. A slope is the same thing as a hill or a mountain.
That's right.
So he wants to go get on the slopes right away.
Not really hit the
Well,
slopes.
not really hit them, right? Not really hit them with his hand.
That's
but
right.
just go get out there.
所以呢，这时候呢，听到这边都没有问题了，所以 Trevor 马上就说太完美了，那赶快帮我们登记 ，sign us up。这个 sign up 就是登记的意思，赶快帮我们登记，所以我们准备可以去呢开始滑雪。那它的开始滑雪，它用 go hit。The slope， 这个 slope 是指这种坡叫做 slope。所以呢，我们不是真的要去打那个坡，它的意思是说，赶快上这个坡，我们要开始滑雪的意思。All right， 所以呢，这边我们看到的是这个 Trevor， 还有 Megan， 还有这个 Steph 他们的第一个对话了。那这边 sign up 的部分呢，我们有一个 tips in use 要给大家来做一个补充说明。所以在我们要看 Dialogue B 之前呢，我们先来看一下 sign up 的 tips in use。
Tips in use， 重点解析。
Hello， 大家好，又到了 Tips in Use 的时间，我是 Sherman。今天我们要来看的是报名登记的用法要怎么说。Sign somebody up， 它其实就是表示登记的意思。如果后面加上了 for， 则表示报名的意思。而另外一个 enroll in 也可以作为报名的意思。我们来看一下下面的例句。Rita decided to sign up for a yoga class。其实你也可以等于这样说 ：Rita decided to enroll in a yoga class。意思都是指 Rita 决定要去报名学习瑜伽。所以报名的意思，我们可以用 sign somebody up for， 或者是 enroll in。希望大家都学会喽，我们下次见，拜拜。
The dialogue， 情境对话。
Good evening. How may I help you?
The staff at Sapporo Tain recommended that we come here for a long soak.
You've come to the right place.
We've never been to a traditional Japanese hot spring before. Can you tell us what behavior is considered appropriate?
Sure. First, you need to remove your shoes before going into the changing area. Second, no bathing suits are allowed.
I'm not too comfortable with that, but I guess I'll have to deal with it.
Most importantly, you need to wash and rinse your hair and body thoroughly before you enter the water.
I get it. We have to bathe ourselves before we can bathe in the hot spring.
That's right. One more thing. Don't put your hair or towel in the water.
The explanation， 内文讲解。
Okay, so now Trevor and Megan have arrived at the hot spring facility.
Wow,
So we talked about hot springs last time,
that's right.
and they are where water comes up from underground, and it is very hot, and it is good for your health.
That's right, and Hokkaido is also famous for hot springs.
Yeah, exactly. So they are at the hot spring facility. Facility here means the building where they have the hot springs, or the area.
That's right.
So they are at the place where they have hot springs.
所以呢，接下来 Dialogue B 呢，虽然一样是 Megan 跟 Trevor， 但是他们两个换了一个地方去玩了。因为呢，在我们昨天讲到北海道的时候，其实有提到温泉也是它非常有名的一个吸引人的地方。所以呢，他们两个呢，现在 刚刚抵达了一个泡温泉的场所。这边的 facility 呢，刚刚有提到了，就是一个场所或是一个地方，它里头拥有那些设施是可以做某个活动的。那这里的 hot spring facility 当然就是泡温泉的场所。So let's take a look about what they are talking.
Right.
Okay?
So, the staff starts off by saying, "Good evening. How may I help you?" So, this is something that is a bit formal. Good evening. Good evening. Much more formal than saying, "Hi, how are you?" or "Hello." So, he's saying good evening, which is a nice way to greet someone
That's
when
right.
it's later. And he asks, "How may I help you?" He wants to know what he can do for them.
That's right. 所以一开始呢，是我们看到这个工作人员先讲话了。那刚刚呢 ，Ryan 有提到，他一开始呢跟客户打招呼要比较正式，所以他不是说 Hi 啊或 Hello， 他就是说晚安啊。接着他说呢，有什么我能够为您做的吗？有什么是我能帮助您的吗 ？How may I help you？ 这也是一个很有礼貌的一个句子啊。所以当他是在跟客户讲话，当然他用这样子是很有礼貌、很恰当的。
Right. So Megan says, "The staff at Sapporo Tain recommended that we come here for a long soak." So the staff, the people that work there,
That's right.
recommended or told her or gave her advice that she should go there for a long soak. And soak is to put something in water for
Yes.
a long time, usually. So she wants to have a long soak. She wants to sit in the water for a long time.
That's right. 所以呢，这时候 Megan 就回答他啦。他说：“哦，这个刚刚呢，在这个札幌手道滑雪场的员工呢，那边的工作人员他推荐我们应该要来你这个地方，好好的泡一下温泉哦。所以呢，他们显然已经滑完雪了。然后呢，这个他们那边的工作人员推荐 recommend 就是推荐的意思哦，给人家建议。那么这边的推荐的动词呢 ，Can you give us a sentence using recommend？”
Sure. Sarah recommended a new Mexican restaurant for us to check out.
这个例句是说 Sarah 呢，她推荐我们去一间新开的墨西哥餐厅吃吃看 ，all right？ 这个就是推荐，给人家一个建议，因为你觉得那个东西是好的。那刚刚讲到的 long soak， 这个 soak 是指把东西泡在水里一段时间。那当然这边它指的其实就是好好的要来泡泡温泉的意思。
Right. So the staff says, "You've come to the right place." So he wants to tell them if they want a long soak, then they are at the right place for that.
That's right. 所以呢，这个时候工作人员就回答说：“哦，那你可是来对地方了，就是表示这边泡温泉是一个很好的选择的意思。”
Trevor says, "We've never been to a traditional Japanese hot spring before." So he has never been there. He's never gone to a traditional Japanese hot spring. Now, traditional is the opposite of modern.
That's right.
And it means in the old style. So it's something that has been around for a long time.
That's right. 所以呢，这时候 Trevor 他就问了啊，他说：“可是呢，我们从来没有去泡过呢这个传统的日式的温泉，所以 have never been to 怎么样怎么样 before， 就是以前我从来没有去过什么。那刚刚讲到的 traditional 呢，就是传统式的、古式的啊。那么相对于刚刚 Ryan 讲的，就是 modern 就是指现代的、比较新的。Can we spell that, please?
Sure. Modern is M-O-D-E-R-N, modern.
好，那他为什么要这样问呢？一定有他的理由。So next sentence.
Yes. So Trevor says, "Can you tell us what behavior is considered appropriate?" So he wants to know how he can act, what you can do, your behavior, right?
That's right.
He wants to know what kind of behavior is considered appropriate. Considered means thought of.
That's right.
So he could be saying, what kind of things can I do that are okay? Appropriate, right? Something that is okay to do.
That's right.
So that's what he wants to know.
所以呢，他为什么会问这样的原因呢？就讲出来了，因为他想叫工作人员告诉他说：“你可不可以告诉我们什么样的行为才是被认为是恰当的、是合宜的啊？”所以刚刚讲到的 behavior 行为，或者等于刚 Ryan 讲到的 act。 就是你的这个行为举止，你做的这个事情，这个 act act 就是这个意思。那么呢，被认为这里的 consider 这个动词呢，认为也等于刚刚讲的 be thought of 就是被认为怎么样。Can you give us a sentence?
Sure. Picasso is considered to be one of the greatest painters in the world.
这个例句就很好。他说，毕卡索呢被认为是世界上最伟大的画家之一。这样子用 consider 就是正确的哦。然后呢，再来看到 appropriate 这个形容词，就是恰当的、合适的。那么也等于像刚刚呢 Ryan 提到说是 OK， 或者 Can we also use proper?
Yes, proper would be a great way to say.
Yeah, and can we spell that, please?
Sure. Proper is P-R-O-P-E-R.
很好，所以呢 Can you give us a sentence using appropriate?
Yeah, sure. So now is not the appropriate time to talk about this problem. So it's not a good time, right?
That's right. OK， 所以呢，这句话它是说呢，现在并不是讨论这个问题的恰当的时机，表示现在不是个好的时机来讨论。All right? So let's move on.
Good. So the staff says, sure. First, you need to remove your shoes before going into the changing area. So the first thing is that they need to take off their shoes. They can't wear shoes in the changing area. Now, you may know the word change.
That's right.
In this sense, it means to put on different clothes. So you can change a lot of things. Here we are saying change your clothes, the changing area.
That's right. 所以呢，工作人员就回答他了。哦，当然没有问题，我可以告诉你有些什么事情要这个做才不会不合宜。所以首先第一个，你必须要脱掉你的鞋子，在什么时候呢？在你进入更衣室之前 ，before going into the changing area。那刚刚讲到了 changing 的 area 呢，这个 change 我们平常用的是改变啦，这个意思。但是呢，在这里它是当成更换衣服 change clothes 的意思，所以那个更衣室就被叫做 changing 的 area 那么这里的 remove 也等于刚刚我们说的 take off, right?
Right.
So give us another sentence.
Sure. Gentlemen usually remove their hats before they go indoors.
Wow. 所以呢 Ryan 这个例句是说，绅士们在进屋子之前通常会先把帽子脱掉 Alright? Okay.
So he says, second, no bathing suits are allowed, which means that you can't wear anything when you go swimming.
Okay, so the bathing suit here means swimming suit?
Right, something that you wear when you go swimming, a bathing suit.
Alright, 所以接下来他跟你讲的第二件事情，你不可以穿泳衣进去 Alright? 那么什么什么 are allowed, are allowed 就是被允许。那 no bathing suit 没有泳装是被允许的，那换言之就是不许穿泳装 OK?
Right. Now Megan says, I'm not too comfortable with that, but I guess I'll have to deal with it. So I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that either. Maybe she's a little bit shy and she feels uncomfortable.
That's
she doesn't
right.
feel good, right? Well, she says that she's going to have to deal with it. So it means that she will have to do it anyway.
That's right. 所以呢，接下来 Megan 他就说了，对于这件事情，就是呢，他说呢，不能穿泳衣进去，他觉得有一点不是那么的舒服，他觉得有点不那么自在，所以呢 ，I'm not too comfortable， 我不是那么的自在，也等于呢，有一点不自在这个字呢，是刚刚 Ryan 说的 uncomfortable， 只要在 comfortable 的前面加一个 un 就可以了啊。那么呢，但是我想我还是得要这个习惯吧，我还是得要照着这个规矩来做，所以 deal with it 就是面对它的意思，我还是得do it anyway， 就是像刚刚讲的 right?
So next, the staff says, most importantly, you need to wash and rinse your hair and body thoroughly before you enter the water. So most importantly, the number one thing,
yes,
it is the most important. You need to wash and rinse. Rinse means get the water out. Put water through and have it go out.
That's
rinse.
Right.
Your hair and body thoroughly. Thoroughly means very well.
That's right. Completely.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Before you enter the water. So we can imagine they need to have a shower first.
Yes， 好，所以接下来工作人员就说了，不过最重要的事情most important， 最重要的事情就是你们必须要先洗，还有冲干净你的头发，还有你的身体，而且是非常彻底的洗干净。在什么之前呢？在你踏入那个温泉之前，所以他们必须要先有一个 shower， 就是先冲洗澡这样。
Right. So Trevor says, I get it. We have to bathe ourselves before we can bathe in the hot spring. So
That's true.
he maybe is a little bit confused. He says he gets it, meaning he understands, but he is maybe curious. He wants to know, we have to bathe ourselves before we bathe ourselves? And bathe means to go in water.
That's
so
right.
So he says we have to go in water before we go in water again.
That's right. 所以呢，这时候 Trevor 他就说了，我懂了 ，I get it， 就是我懂了。所以他就重复一遍他懂的那个事情。他说，我们必须要先 bathe ourselves， 先洗我们自己。这里的 bathe 是洗，然后呢，我们才能够泡到这个温泉里头。那个 bathe 是指泡在里面哦，所以两个同样一个单字，但是意思刚好不同。但是他就是讲了一遍，说是不是这个样子 ，right?
Right. So last, the staff says, that's right. One more thing. Don't put your hair or towel in the water. So he wants to add one thing. He wants to say something more.
That's right.
And that is not to put your hair or your towel in the water. Towel is what we use to dry.
That's
to
right.
dry ourselves.
OK， 所以工作人员呢，他就说，没错，你讲的是对的哦。还有一件事，所以他又加了一件事情，不要把你的头发或者是毛巾给浸到这个温泉里面。对，那这边呢，这个不是说把你的头发拿下来，然后放到水里，这 doesn't mean that。他的意思就是说，你不要整个人这样子泡到水里头，那个头发通通都到水下面了。好，那另外呢，这个毛巾，很多泡温泉的人他会把毛巾就是先拧湿哦，然后呢会放在这个额头上，是类似可以降温，比较舒服这样。但是呢，他们也都规定不能把那个毛巾整个放到温泉里面这样子去洗啊什么的。所以这个其实是一个还蛮 common 的一些规定 in many hot spring facilities, right?
Well, that's all for today. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Words and phrases 单字片语
1. Ski. I love winter sports such as skiing and ice skating.
2. Affordable. We found an affordable place to stay on the island.
3. Properly. If you don't wash the shirt properly, you will ruin it. 4. Steep. The mountain path is too steep for the old man to climb.
5. Recommend. Sarah recommended a new Mexican restaurant for us to check out.
6. Consider. Picasso is considered to be one of the greatest painters in the world.
7. Appropriate. Now is not the appropriate time to talk about this problem.
8. Remove. Gentlemen usually remove their hats before they go indoors.
Extra words. 1. Package.
2. Ski pole.
3. Ski goggles. A pair of ski goggles.
4. Facility.
5. Soak.
6. Rinse.
The dialogue 情境对话
Hi there. We were wondering if you had anything for people who have never skied before.
Of course, we have a package for first-time skiers that's both safe and affordable.
I like the sound of that. What does it include?
You get a personal instructor who will teach you how to use the equipment properly, as well as the basics of skiing.
Will we be skiing on the steep trails?
Not at first. You'll be in a training area away from all the other skiers.
You mentioned equipment. Will we have to rent it separately?
No, the package includes the rent of skis, boots, paws, hats, gloves, and goggles.
Perfect. Sign us up so we can get on the slopes.
Good evening. How may I help you?
The staff at Sapporo Tain recommended that we come here for a long soak.
You've come to the right place.
We've never been to a traditional Japanese hot spring before. Can you tell us what behavior is considered appropriate?
Sure. First, you need to remove your shoes before going into the changing area. Second, no bathing suits are allowed.
I'm not too comfortable with that, but I guess I'll have to deal with it.
Most importantly, you need to wash and rinse your hair and body thoroughly before you enter the water.
I get it. We have to bathe ourselves before we can bathe in the hot spring.
That's right. One more thing, don't put your hair or towel in the water.
Just for fun. 趣味英文
Wow, what a great basketball game!
I know, right? It was definitely one of the most exciting games of the season.
Especially since our team was down by 20 points at this time.
I'm sure the coach must have given them some pep talk in the locker room.
Pep talk? Why would talking about pep help the team play?
It's not the subject, it's just an expression. A pep talk is a talk or speech to get people enthusiastic. So, a pep talk, a speech of exhortation as to a team or staff, meant to instill enthusiasm or bolster morale.
没错，所以 pep talk。Pep 它本身的意思在名词的时候是做活力，那所以呢，一个 pep talk 就是给人家活力的一番谈话啦。那它中文的意思就是精神喊话。
So, for example, after his friend's pep talk on Tuesday, Carl asked Susie out on Wednesday.
So 以在 Carl 的朋友星期二给他加油打气之后，他并在星期三约 Susie 出去了。这样大家学起来吗 ？Pep talk 就是精神喊话。那我们下次见喽，拜拜。
Bye bye.